I'm going to do a take 2 of trying to, I feel like the setting of this is so mundane. I feel like I'm at like an office and a desktop, you know. Like, Bonnie, stop, Bibber. Sit, please. Bonnie, sit. I just had food delivered and I tried a little bit of the nugget. I'm pretty sure my cereal might be tampered with stuff, and I ate some cheese earlier. See, I always end up talking about targeting. It's so annoying because it's like the main thing in my life right now. Bonnie, don't lick the back. I'm sorry. Don't lick the bag, River. Bonnie, sit down, please. Please, I'm gonna give some to you. I just need you to sit down, please. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now I can, I don't even know if I can get through the whole thing. I'm gonna start over. Because my attention is elsewhere. Okay, you're not gonna jump on the thing, right? Okay, I'm gonna redo this because I don't want my videos to all be about targeting because that's really annoying. And I don't like to focus on that stuff just because it's like horrible and terrible and etc. 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 I have decided that for fun, I was gonna, before all of this stuff started, like 6 years ago, I would do like a video diary myself on my computer, on my, Bonnie, stop. Bonnie, sit over there, please. My dog is legit, like, she wants the food. You know, she's vying for the food there. Anyways, so 6 years ago when before all the craziness started, I wanted to do, starting a video diary to kind of chronicle my experiences as a, Bonnie, eso no se hace, stop. Okay, I'm moving this over here because, okay. I wanted to chronicle my experiences as a 34-year-old woman trying to date. There are people my age, people from like high school and college who are already married and have kids and co-workers and stuff, and that's really wonderful to see. I'm not jealous of that at all. Like, that's awesome. I have a different path, and you know, that's what it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. She's now migrated to the chair. And so on my own accord, on my own time, I started like a video diary where I was like, okay, I'm going to chronicle my experience, not with targeting because it didn't get to like the apex or anything like way back when. It was literally just like me. I would come home from like working as a waitress. I don't know if I was at the hospital, but I was just like, I wanted to chart and document my growth as a person, you know, just because I felt like that was gonna be, I don't know, good for me to kind of get my thoughts out. And because when you talk through things, it's easier. And I had never been to therapy before, like, because all that stuff hadn't happened yet. It was just me keeping a video diary vlog of my experiences. But I figured I try to turn negatives into positives. Like, you know, when people alchemize stuff, like when you want to try to like focus and look for the good in things. So I have, despite what I've been through, I still try to, I'm so delulu, like I really am, because like my life legit could be in danger right now, and I'm sitting here like, oh, I want to go on a date. I want to get married one day. I want to have kids. And like legit the other day, like yesterday, I literally had like a bottle cap, like you could see the remnants right there of the blister of it, like where I legit like got burned. Don't ask me how, people are crazy. Like why would, like that's the funniest part. Just one little side note about the targeting stuff. It's so crazy because like all this crazy shit happens to you, right? Like people like deliberately make an effort to try to like hurt you, right? And like I'm over here like not doing anything egregious, I'm not hurting anybody. Like legitimately, I'm like, I keep to myself. I don't care about revenge or retribution. I don't. I would rather see, I do think there needs to be, is it justice reform? Is that the word? Is that the proper term? Like I do feel like there needs to be like reformation in the justice system with things, whether that's like, you know, lowering the rate of recidivism, which is like the rate or prevalence of which someone would commit a crime again. I do think women need to be taken more seriously, you know? Like if someone's crying and they walk into a police precinct, they shouldn't be like dismissed, you know? That's just stupid, you know? But it is what it is. And I don't work in law. I'm not a paralegal, I'm not a lawyer. But there needs to be change. Like, it's pathetic, the fact that like this stuff goes on and people get discredited, and it's like, it's a real thing. Like I'm day to day, like I have to, like I'm legit scared. Like I gave my dog a piece of chicken nugget from Wendy's, and I hate to like use her in that way, but I test it out to see if it's okay, and then if she's okay, then I'm like, okay, I can eat it. I know that sounds really bad, but she's a really strong dog. She has husky, pit bull, what else do you have, Biver? Mountain cur, Labrador, Catahoula, right? Is that what you have? Husky, pit bull, Labrador, mountain cur, and Catahoula. She was actually found underneath a bus in Alabama, and police rescued her. That's just as the story goes, and they transferred her to Animal Welfare Association in New Jersey. So yeah, I have a Southern Belle dog. Right, baby? We are a tag team. In my mind, I'm like an unofficial police officer, and she's my canine. I tell myself I'm God's police. Wouldn't that be cool? Like God's police. You say how we have like physical police, but I'm like God's police. Lay down the law. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but anyways. Okay, on a side note, I've decided I think I want to chronicle my experiences in dating because that would be fun. And I haven't even honestly been able to focus. I did focus on it a little bit. I mean, when you feel scared and unsafe, the last thing you want to focus on is dating, right? But like, it's almost funny because from a coping standpoint, this is what I'm going to throw this out to anyone that's targeted. I know this is going to sound totally crazy when I say this. And this is kind of the way I've gone about it. Yes, it's happening, right? Yes, it sucks. People are really shitty. They could be really mean. And they could try to sabotage your workplace. And this is going to sound delulu. Bonnie, stop. Calmate. This is going to sound really delulu. You know it's happening. You know all the weird stuff is happening around you, whatever. You feel it intuitively. Don't give it the power that they or whoever's doing it wants. Because the thing is with bullies, what I've learned is that a bully only bullies you because they want to provoke you. They want to get under your skin. So the more you act like it's not happening, even though it is happening and it's super illegal and it's super wrong, the more you act like it's not happening, the more you try to live your life normally, the more irritated that person or that group of people is going to get. Why? Because the whole point of gang stalking and targeting is to undermine an individual, to sabotage them, right? Like, ruin them financially, get them to stop working, hurt their body, so that they're poison them, drug them, so that they're so depressed and so irritable that they don't want to get out of bed. You have to get out of bed. Like, I took one day off from work yesterday because I legitimately, like, my hand, like, I'm pretty sure it was sulfuric acid. Like, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a scientist, but like, I'm pretty sure that that's what it was burning. Like, I should have like recorded it in real time, but I'm not like that super like documentary style where I'm like, look, this is what happened to me, but like it legit did. Like my finger from like that from this got, I'm sorry, my nails look horrible. My nails are all cut. They were so long and beautiful, and now they're, ugh. But from here to here, it was burning. It burned, like it was stinging, and I had to put it under running water. And then I thought for a second, I was like, I think someone switched my water out and they put like Botox or bee venom. I know that sounds crazy. I promise you I'm not making this up. And the reason why I say this is because I literally had a reaction on my body as if I was allergic to something, and my leg got super swollen. It was white from my knee to my toes, and it was really scary. And another thing was I couldn't, my fingers kept curling. You know, like when people have cerebral palsy and they can't, it's like they're very, what's the word, is it spastic? Very rigid. Is it hypertonic? Hypertonic. But very like spastic rigidity, and like I couldn't move, like I couldn't even type, like my fingers, and I think that's from heavy metal toxicity. I don't have any neuromuscular, neurodegenerative disorders. So like I literally like, it was really scary. And Bonnie, stop. So I was, it's frightening, but I tell myself, and this is another thing I tell myself too, I know it's happening, but I go, imagine that it's not real. Because what you tell your mind, it'll believe. Like think of fight or flight. When you see something scary right in front of you, I'm not telling you to deny it. I'm not saying, it's not happening. No, you know it's there. And one thing, it's funny because my dad taught me this years ago, and it's so weird that we have altercations sometimes over what's going on in my life, but he's the one who taught me this mind, I don't want to say mind trick, but a mind coping technique where he said, you tell the thought, I know you're there, you have no power over me, I wrap you in light and love, and I convert you to positive energy. Like that's literally what my dad would tell me. And so what I've done, which has helped me, and I hope it helps other targeted people, and I'm sorry I'm talking about this again, this is supposed to be about dating and I'm talking about targeting. Anyways, it's helped me a lot, because when I would see these like big black SUVs with tinted windows around me, and it was scary, like legitimately, I'm not kidding, and I have pictures of it, and I would see cars with license plates that were like unmarked white SUVs or black SUVs that I thought were police vehicles, and it would say 66666 on the back of them, and I literally freaked the F out. That was back in Connecticut, and when I went to visit Connecticut, and and what's sad is that like, because Yale's in Connecticut, and that was like my goal. I really wanted to go to Yale. I don't know why. I wanted to get like a PhD or a doctorate, or like a second master's degree, even though Yale's like super prestigious and Ivy League and super expensive, and I could never afford it. But you know, it's fun to dream. Why not? It was a beautiful campus when I walked around. I think that was, when was that, like 2 years ago? Anyways, what I tell myself is that I go, you tell the thought, I know you're there, you have no power over me, I wrap you in light and love, and I convert you to positive energy, and then that's it. And then magically, it's like what was once super insurmountable or monumental becomes a lot smaller, because it doesn't have power over you, because it's just the mind, right? You see a bunch of cars around you, black SUVs, and you're like, that's peculiar, that's strange, that's odd, but no one like touches you, no one comes up to you to like, you know, so you take it in stride, and you know, so I've learned to just tell myself, there's a movie called Divergent, where I think I mentioned this before, where Shailene Woodley's character, she's like she tries to decide what faction she wants to go into, and she ends up joining Dauntless, and then she has to go through like these series of tests to get like initiated into Dauntless or whatever. If you've never seen it, it's a good movie. But anyways, they put her through these sims, or these simulations, and then she has to pass all the sims, and she does, but the way she goes about it is really different from everyone else. So they were like nervous about that. So they like, basically this lady named Janine was like tracking all the people who were like different, I guess, and they called them divergent because they didn't fit into any particular faction. And I can kind of relate to that because I really don't fit in, like, I have so many different interests and things. So anyways, what else was I going to say? But anyways, so that's kind of what helps me cope through it. And I'm like, I tell myself, this is not real. It's just a sim. Like, that's what I tell myself. I'm like, it's just a test. Imagine God is testing you, and then just go about it that way. So, because there's a part in the movie where she literally, like, she's in the sim, because it's her eyes are closed. She's in a chair, and they inject something into her, and then she goes into the sim world or whatever. Not like the Matrix. It's not like the Matrix. It's basically she like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a really good movie. It's a series. It's Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant, and yeah. So eventually, I'm trying to remember what happens after that. I'm sorry, my train of thought. I lost my train of thought because Bonnie's sniffing around the food. Oh, she breaks the glass. She taps the glass. And then, because and one of the things, she's in this glass cage, like, thing. Not a cage, but like a glass dome thing. And like, basically, they fill it up with water, but it's a sim, and it's not real. And then she's like, and she feels like she's gasping for air, but it feels really real in the, like, while they're going through it. Like, she really feels like she's being suffocated, but she's not. So, but then in the thing, she taps the glass and she goes, this isn't real. And then she taps it, and then it breaks, and the glass shatters. So it was a really cool thing to see, and I'm just like, that's what I tell myself. I go, you know what? Even if it's not a joke or a prank, because I don't think putting hits on someone's life is not a joke, you know. There are legit people who, like, literally get targeted and almost killed and, like, assassinated. It's, like, not funny. And I don't want to joke about that. I'm not gonna, I should kind of redact what I said, because I don't want people to go, like, oh, you're downplaying the situation. No, that's how I cope through it. So maybe if you're targeted like me or gangsta, maybe that would help you. I haven't given up. It's scary. Like, I'm not kidding when I say it's scary. I've walked into rooms where legit there were like weird vapors and stuff, like where I couldn't like breathe. Like, I was like I started to faint. I've touched mail and packages where I literally almost like also fainted. So I don't know if there was fentanyl on it. I don't know if there was anthrax. It's like serious stuff, folks. Like, this is not a joke. Proving it is very hard too. ¿Qué más? What else? I wish people did take it more seriously, because it is a crime, like, to do all that stuff, to plant certain things around somebody and scare them shitless. That's not funny. It's very mean and malicious, and it really messes with someone's head, like, completely. And I had perfect mental health before all this. I never had PTSD or anxiety or depression or anything like that. Bonnie, yeah, stop. So, anyways, going back to what I was saying, I've decided that I think I'm going to chronicle my dating journey, as effed up as it might be. No, I'm not going to share people's names. It's kind of like, you know, when Taylor Swift writes a song and then she like, you kind of like figure out what, or who, because her life, I feel bad for celebrities because they can't even date normally, because like everyone's all up in their business, and paparazzi are like, oh my god, Camila Cabello taking this one over here, and it's like, God help me. Like, if anyone was like, oh my god, she's like, I could never do that. God bless their souls, because I could never ever do that. So, but I think I will chronicle it. It should be interesting. And I don't know. I just, I will fully disclose that I do go on dating apps. I haven't done like in-person speed dating before. I've heard about that, like singles meetups and whatnot. But, you know, I don't know. I just think it would be fun to do. It would be a good thing to, and yes, I would do it while being targeted. And yes, I could meet hitmen. Anybody could. Any woman could meet a scary person, like a serial killer on the interwebs. Because anybody could be anybody, right? And that's the scary part, too. I had a therapist who told me, because, you know, my mom and I, we would have, I don't know if it's arguments, but like, where we would talk about, like, because she said those are really dangerous, and dating apps are dangerous. And I go, well, it's the same thing if you were like, because like, let's say you go to the gym, right? If you frequent the gym a lot, like Orange Theory or Ballet Bar or whatever, you know, Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, and you're on your treadmill, and it's the same thing if you see a cute guy like on the treadmill, you know, like that person's a stranger, right? You don't know that person. So like the dating app is kind of like the introduction to that. But the thing is with dating apps, so like I said, anybody could be anybody, and a lot of men, I have learned, and this is all perspective too, because my mom's perspective is that like all the guys who use dating apps are like cheating on their wives and stuff. And this is true, like there are men who legit, but there are also men who are in open polyamorous ethical non-monogamous relationships. So I don't know, it's kind of like though that is a little bit frustrating, because I get frustrated when the men don't disclose that, you know. I don't know, I just think like, I don't know, I was raised to be like monogamous, like to have a traditional relationship. So are you okay, baby? I'm noticing it if there's any change in her temperament or demeanor or physiological status. I'm like her nurse. Are you okay, baby? She looks okay. And I'm gonna grab my copita because I want to make sure that okay. Here we go. So, yeah. So, I think dating apps are, everything is intention to me. Like if you go into something with the intention of meeting someone, like if you have good intentions, right? You have good vibes, you're gonna hopefully get that back. There will be shitty people. There will be jerks. I've been doing dating apps for like, how long? Since 2023, I think. That's when I started. No, 2022, because I did, when I was in Philly, I kind of did dating. I did go on a few dates from like Hinge and Bumble. Be mindful though, people can like report you and stuff, and I think one guy got mad at me for like, I don't know, I didn't say anything mean to him, but he just like, I don't know if I ghosted him or something. I don't know, but I think someone tried to report me and then I can't get back onto Hinge. I don't know. Anyways, so I do use Bumble. I do use Tinder. Bumble's really gotten very good at like coaching people for dating, so I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I will say I'm very picky when it comes to dating, because like I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a casual fling, then I don't know, I think some rules still do apply a little bit for me, like meaning that like I will I will like still put the same amount of like scrutiny, because it's safety, right? Like you want to be safe, because especially if you're going to end up like, if you bring someone back to your place, like I'm not talking about intimacy, like if you just to hang out or whatever, and if you're targeted, it's even worse, because like I'm not kidding. I've like been so paranoid sometimes that I'm like, oh my God, what if, let's say you hook up with someone and then they go into your bathroom and they could touch some of your stuff. Like, I don't know. I've been really nervous about that. So yeah, but just be mindful of that. Be careful about that. But it's all intention. Like, are you looking for a fling? Are you looking for like a genuine partnership? And also I want to make a note that it doesn't matter what your age is. You can literally start over at any time. It doesn't matter if you are 25, 30, 40, 50, and if you're dating. I mean, I will say that, like, if you're in your 40s and if you're a dude or a guy and you're just like, oh, I just want like some, I mean, I don't know. People are at different places in their life for different things. I will say that eventually, like, I think you want to, like, maybe not be so serious about it, but like you want to move towards kind of the end goal being, yeah, I would like a, you know, a serious partnership one day with someone. Because who wants to walk the earth alone, you know? Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully I live long enough to continue to do that. I know that sounds really morbid and scary, but it's the truth. Like, it's been very, very scary. And I've, you know, especially, you know, when you go through something, anything in life that's hard, whether it's an illness, a sickness, you know, a crime, an injustice, whatever, it's so imperative to have a support system in place to help you, you know, get through those things. Because doing it alone, like, it's just, it's hard, you know. It's hard doing it alone. Because it would be nice to have, you know, someone, even if it's a friend, you know, to talk about things with. And, you know, when you have someone by your side, you know, two heads are better than one, right? I have heard about couples that get targeted. I have seen it on YouTube where, like, there was one couple specifically, they were in their car and they were like, yeah, we're being targeted and stuff like that. And I have heard about people who they try to get the spouse or the significant other or the partner to turn away from the person they're dating or they're married to, or they tell them lies. It's really scary. It's really sad. So yeah, I think we can do another one. I think we're in the clear to have another one. I think we'll see. I don't know. I hope so. I don't know anymore. Oh, it's almost in the shape of a heart. I found so many nuggets that are in the shape of a heart. See, look, I've seen them many times, but I don't know. Let's see. I'll give you a little piece. I'll give myself a little piece. I don't know. If I suddenly start to choke, then you know stuff is bad, but I didn't get papitas, but I'm trying to be somewhat healthy, but easier said than done. I'm gonna put a little bit more in my powder. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. And I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know what the formatting will be, and I don't really have like a cute microphone, like a podcast thing to go off of. I'm going to try a little bit of this cookie. Please don't let it be a bad cookie. So yeah, that's hopefully it'll be fun to do this experience. And I will say that sometimes I'm kind of more interested in like, and please don't judge me for this. Please don't shun me for this and say, oh, but you're 34, like you should be looking for something serious. I kind of like, here's my motto, what I think here about dating, or how I go about it. The best relationships, from what I've observed, from coworkers to my brother's relationships, my friendships and things like that, what I've learned is that the people who start off as friends first, like okay, what's a good TV analogy? Hold on, baby, wait. Okay, so like, if you don't know New Girl, like a New Girl, it's one of my favorite shows, New Girl. I should watch a little bit of it today because I haven't watched that much TV or streamed anything on my phone. Yeah, stop it, baby. Stop it, baby. I think Jess and Nick don't really like, they were just like roommates first, and then they like, it kind of developed later on, but they were friends initially. Schmidt and Cece, if you don't know this show, then, go watch it, it's a really good show. Schmidt and Cece, they were also okay. Schmidt is so funny. But like, they start off as friends first, and then it kind of like, I don't know. It's just because if you have a foundation, and if you also too, if you can be around someone and you can be yourself, and like, how many women go on a date and they feel like they have to put on like this like act of like making themselves seem better than they are, or like, trying to win the guy's attention, or almost like sell themselves to make themselves seem like attractive, and then it's more so about the romantic aspect. How many people, like, when you think about it, wouldn't it be so much better to like get to know someone first and be their friend first, and then date them like after, like get to know them after? Like, to me, I think that would be 10 times better than just start. I mean, some people do. I think some people, they start off in a dating mode, but I just think for me, I don't know, I just think the best relationships when they're friendships first, and you cultivate that, it's better than going at it like, because when things start off hot, like, okay, like, in the office, like Jim and Pam, that's a good example. They were like co-workers, right? And then they had fun, and this has happened to me before, like with some co-workers, but like they already were like either dating somebody, or people I volunteered with. I remember this one guy I volunteered with at a hospital. He doesn't know this. I don't think he does. But we were good friends, and it felt like that, and we had good rapport, and I think he had a girlfriend the whole time, but like, I just kind of, dismissed it, because he didn't really like, ever make any advance. I mean, sometimes I thought he would, but anyways, it is what it is. So I've made peace with that. But my point is that it was really nice to have this like raw, real, authentic connection with him. And to this day, I look back and I'm like, I hope I can meet someone the same, like, I hope I can, like, whenever I really date somebody, I hope that they would be kind of, I can have that same feeling that I had when I was around this person, because when I was around him, it was just very easygoing. He was like, I don't know, it was so easy to be around him, and he made me laugh so much, and it was like being around, it was like a friend, and that's rare. I think if you can meet someone who you genuinely like, they're your friend, but you also, you can tolerate them every day, and then you're attracted to them and you also want to sleep with them, that's like a great combination. So, right, Brenda? I think so, So, but yeah, if you haven't seen The Office, a good example of that is like Jim and Pam. They were coworkers. And then they just kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to remember what happened, because I started rewatching The Office just because I wanted more comedic relief in my life after going through all this BS. And because I watched that show years ago when it like first came out, because my cousin liked it, and I was just like, oh, what's this show? And he said, oh, it's such a funny show. So I started watching it. I'm like, it's like documentary style, and all the characters are very like, have distinct personality traits, and like Dwight and Angela and Stanley, but I think with Jim and Pam, I'm trying to remember, Pam was with Roy. They were supposed to get married, and then I don't remember then she starts talking to Jim, because Jim, like, they start laughing a lot and getting really close and being like friends with each other, just like friends. And then I forgot how or what happens. Then she calls off the wedding, I think. Because then I think Jim kissed her or something in the parking lot or during an event, and then he's like, I don't just want to, like, I like or whatever, and she's like, yeah, but I'm getting married, and that's what happened. I don't want to give away too much, but anyways, their relationship started off very like cordial and fun and friendly, and they would do like jokes with the other coworkers in the office. So I just think anyone that knows the show The Office, you guys would understand what I mean. So yeah, and that's kind of, I don't know, I just think it's like, because then when you have a solid foundation to go off of, I think it's so much like easier, like when you actually have things in common, and like, I mean, not to say they're opposites. There's like a really funny SNL skit too that was with I hate when I can't recall people's names. Like, I feel really like bad inside when I don't know their names, because I want to give them the acknowledgement and the respect that they deserve. But she's on SNL, and she portrayed like a bookworm, and then the guy was a football player. Oh, Marcelo Hernandez. Marcelo played the part of the football player, and then his girlfriend was like a bookworm, and then the whole skit or shtick was like opposites attract, or like, why would he, and it was a really funny skit. So sometimes that does happen, but I think you have to have some common ground in order for it to work. So, and if you look at the people that have been together for 30, 40, 50 years, maybe 60, like, look at, I was confused, Russell Crowe and Kurt Russell, but Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, is her name Goldie Hawn? Right, yeah. They have been together for who knows how long. Matt Damon and his wife. I actually learned, so Matt Damon's wife was a bartender in Miami, and I think that's how they met. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. At one point, I was like, what if I meet, when I was a waitress, I was like, what if I meet like some, whatever person, my crush, my dream crush. And I'm like, a waitress, but that never happened, but I don't know. Anyways, so I digress. But I do think it's nice to have like a foundation to work off of and to go off of, because then when you don't have that, it's harder, I think. Here, baby. Then we can do another one. They all look like they're in the shape, literally that looks like a heart. It's in the shape of a heart. I pray to God it's not tampered with or tainted, but you never know. If I end up croaked in my bed, then you'll know it was the Wendy's. So, I never can decide if I like Wendy's more or McDonald's. It's a toss-up. Because McDonald's is freaking amazing. I know McDonald's is like, you know, everyone comes after McDonald's, oh, the this and the nuggets and the this and whatever and the bad for you. Da-da. I will always think of McDonald's as like my childhood nostalgia with my little Happy Meals, and you can come after me all you want. I will never speak bad about McDonald's. They have the best McFlurries with M&Ms. They have the best hot fudge sundaes ever. And I think their nuggets and their fries are like amazing. I know people, if you like, oh no, but the nuggets and no, like I know. I've watched the documentaries. I know. Trust me, I know. But I still think it's good. That the arches, the golden arches with the little thing, I will never, you know, speak down about it. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Foundation, friendship, I think that's most important. Because then when you have things in common and you've created solid ground to go off of and you've built trust, because trust is huge. How many people get into relationships and their trust is breached later on in the relationship, and that's why people break up and that's why they get divorced. And that's really sad. So, I don't want that to happen to me. You know, I understand it happens and people get divorced and they get a second chance to, you know, do it right the second time around, but I'm like, I want to do it right the first time around, you know. And I'm not really big on the whole fanfare of like, I know a lot of women, you know, they're like, oh my God, my wedding, and they do the little Pinterest boards and they're like, oh my God, I want the, I shouldn't make fun of women like that, because I know that they're like, I know it's exciting. For me, I don't know. I'm like, just spend all of that money for one day, and the dress, literally, you wear it once. I just don't think it's worth it. You know, I've seen people like where they spent a gargantuan amount of money on a wedding and then to get divorced like a year later. Like, that's not, no. And I get it. Some people, you want to do the flower bouquets, and I would rather have like, I always told myself, this was years ago when I was in Miami, I said, back when I thought I was going to stay in Miami, I told myself, there is a restaurant in Miami called La Loggia, and it's, if you've never, I don't even know if it's still there. I should Google it. I'm gonna Google it. I'm going to Google it, because why not? Let's Google. There's actually a few restaurants in Miami that like I really fell in love with, because we used to go out all the time as a family to different restaurants. I felt very fortunate and blessed enough that we did that. But oh my God, if it's still there, that would be crazy. La Loggia. I don't know if it's there. Oh my God, it's closed. But it was called La Loggia. And it was such good food. It was so like, okay, here we go. Look at that, look at that frutti di mare. That looks like frutti di mare with like arrabbiata sauce. And it's not calamari fritti, it's what do you call it when it's sauteed? I don't know. But anyways, oh my God, that tiramisu. It's very like, this is what it looked like on the inside. This is the food. I'm a sucker for Italian food. But anyways, I always told my Sila, look how pretty with the pretty fountain. It's kind of very Mediterranean, European style. Tiramisu. Ugh, God damn it. That tiramisu was fire. This looks really good too. But anyways, Deliciosos espaguetis a la bolognesa. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my goodness. Bolognesa. Anyways, so I always told myself that if I got married, I would rather, in my head, I wanted to do like a, like even if it was like 10 to 14 people, the closest people I know, very just an intimate dinner, and that's it. And then go to like a courthouse and, or like just get like a priest and, you know, whatever. And just go about it that way, you know, and then that's it. I'm gonna try a little bit more of this, I don't know. Hopefully I don't suffocate. I don't know what's ever in my food anymore. But whatever. It is what it is. Sally forth. But there was that. There's also another restaurant in Miami called, I'm very much of a foodie. If people haven't noticed that, that's kind of what about. It's called, it used to be called Che de Vitas. Also a good restaurant called Soica on Biscayne Boulevard. Che de Vitas, Miami. And it was called Che Sopranos. Chetitos, not Chetitos. Oh my god, what's it called? Lodelia? What's it called? Lodelia. Lodelia. Hold on, baby. Oh my god, it's still there. No, Lodelia. It's Argentinian. But anyways, the owner, his name's Leo. Shout out to Leo if you're, I doubt that Leo's Canadian. But we knew the owner, Dana was, they ended up turning into a couple and dating. But they, it's another really beautiful Argentinian restaurant. And yeah, oh my god, it's beautiful. But anyways, my thing was like, I always just wanted to do like a very simple dinner and then wear like a pretty, maybe a white, I don't know. I don't know, you know, and then that was it. And then, you know, celebrate with the people that I'm closest to, and then go on a really amazing kick-ass honeymoon to, I don't know, Italy or something like that. That was kind of what I was hoping for. I don't know if I'll ever get that, because at this rate, I don't know if I'm going to be alive, you know, tomorrow or the day after. What the crap? Because, you know, targeting is really, really scary. You know? Just because, you know, with food and all that. You never know. So, here, baby. Hopefully you don't get sick from eating this. I pray to God. I bless these nuggets. We'll see. I'll know in 3 hours or 4 hours. So, any Hoosiers. That was kind of what I wanted to do. You know, that's kind of the way I've seen it. I don't know. I think the whole poofy dress and I don't know, you don't need a poofy dress. Some people do like beach things. That would be cool, like a beach wedding. I just don't want anyone. I don't want anyone there because I don't like it. I don't want the attention and all that. But it's love is wonderful and beautiful, and if you find the right person that you feel comfortable enough to share your life with, and kudos to you, then good for you, and keep them. Treat them with respect and goodness and kindness, because we only get one go around, right? There comes a day when, we're all gonna croak, and I would like to believe that I'm hoping that when that day comes for me, I'm not alone. I would be with people that, you know, love me and support me, and that's been really hard to believe, especially being targeted. There's been so many days where, like, I tell myself, am I ever gonna, like, meet good people again? Like, am I gonna meet honest, truthful, authentic people who have my back? And, you know, and then dating too, right? Because that's like, you know, because it's the rest of your life, right? And I know some people out there who are like, you know, oh, but if you're polyamorous, you don't have to, like, stick with one person. You can go with this one and that one and whatever. And I'm like, that's stupid to me. I know some people, they make arrangements in their partnerships and they're like, oh yeah, we can go outside of it and we can hook up with whoever we want as long as you don't fall in love with that person. To me, I don't know how that works out with people. I don't think it could, in my opinion. That's just me. Oh my Lord. I don't know what that was. So, if you are able to make it work with your partner and you're in an open relationship, then kudos to you. Just, I don't know. For me, I just think it's a little bit harder. I don't know, in my opinion, that would be more difficult. So, yeah. But this thing will be fun, I think. Hopefully I don't end up dead in a casket, you know, because some people are creepy and scary. And wait, where is my profile set to? I just realized. I was like, where does it have me living? I was just updating my profile. But where? Job title. Hold on, I'm updating my thing. Where does it have me living? I don't know. Okay, that does. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if anyone actually meets anyone on Tinder, like for a relationship. I have yet to find someone who meets anyone on, oh God, no. I forget and I go, oh God, no, I remember why I don't like to go on these things. That's a cute dog. I'm such a sucker for a guy that has dogs in his pictures. Like, immediately if I see a dog in a picture in the profile, I'm like, there we go. Ace, what is this? Take back your yard. Anyways, so let's see how that goes. I may fail miserably, but it still is, I think, fun to, you know, scroll through it and see what Bonnie, yeah, porfa. See what that's all about. And yeah. I don't know what this is. Bonnie, yeah, por favor. So, if you're excited about me chronicling my dating journey while targeted, I never even thought I would do this, to be honest, because I haven't even focused on dating, to be honest, just because I was too scared to, and I've had a long string of failed, you know, like David from Schitt's Creek, where he's like, it's just a long list of like, that's kind of what for me I feel like it is. And what, baby? Fine. I don't want to give all, not baby, I need to eat them for myself too. They literally are all in the shape of a heart. It's pretty interesting. I hope you don't get sick from this. I pray to God. If we do, we do. At least I tried. But if you are interested in my journey, then we will go on it together. I may fail miserably. I may do vlogs about me crying, saying, "Oh God, why hasn't anything come to me?" But that's the beauty of life. You fall, you get knocked down, you get back up again. It's like the Frank Sinatra song, That's Life, and it goes, hold on, I know the lyrics. Give me a second. That's life. Hold on. Okay, it says, "That's life, that's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race." It's one of my favorite Frank Sinatra songs. I love like classic like jazz American standards like Ella Fitzgerald, what's her name? Billie Holiday, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, oh my God, who else? I know I'm probably missing more people. I know I miss Sarah Vaughan. Doris Day is a beautiful singer. And then jazz, like Duke Ellington, John Coltrane. I think those are awesome jazz musicians. So, yeah. It'd be really cool one day to get like an old school record player and then just like with a little needle thing and have play like old, like, jazz and the blues. Oh, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding. Those are all great singers. Obviously like Motown, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin. Anyways, okay, I digress. But if you want to follow me on my journey of dating, it should be interesting. I can't say it's going to be perfect. It'll probably be a really rocky road, just because it's, you match with someone and then they go ghost on you. You start talking with them and then they go ghost on you. And then, or you talk to them and you realize after that you don't have anything in common, and then it's really awkward, and then you have to have the conversation of like, yeah, I don't really think we're on the same page. Or you have guys who just strictly want to like hook up with you, and that's like frustrating. Bonnie, stop. That's frustrating too. So don't try to get yourself in. That's one thing I will say is that, Bonnie, stop it. Yeah. Try to be discerning. Like, don't swipe on someone that you know that, like, if you're unsure about the person, don't even waste your time, because then when they match with you, they're going to have this expectation that you're going to reciprocate, and then when you don't, it's going to be really awkward when you're, like, unmatched. And you don't want to be that person that does that. And I've had to do that numerous times, because I'm like, oh, he seems decent, but then I didn't read the whole profile, and then I read that he smoked cigarettes, or that he was open to exploring, or whatever, and I'm like, nope. So, also, I've considered maybe expanding my horizons to looking abroad as well. I don't know. Why not? Why not? When I was in Vermont, I actually met a lot of people from abroad. I met a British guy. I obviously met Canadians because it was right there by the border. Who else? British dude. An Austrian dude, allegedly, maybe. I don't know. He said he was Austrian. Oh, one guy was Turkish, but we didn't actually, he was really sweet, but we didn't actually like date or anything. We were just talking. So we shall see. I didn't even think I'd be considering dating after the shitstorm that I've been through for the past 3, 4, 5 months. What's up, River? My dog is very adamant about having something. You know, whenever there's human food, she is like right there. So, yeah. I wish I had like a fancy like podcast thing, and you know, I don't know how to do the editing and all that with YouTube, but it's just gonna be as straightforward as possible. So, yeah. I've been through a lot, and I hope that things can get better before they get worse. Bonnie? Yeah. So, again, if you're interested in my journey, then I'll be more than happy to share it with you. Hopefully I won't get, you know, drugged or anything. But anything is possible, right? So I will, I don't know how I'm gonna go about this. You know, I have no clue. But it should be fun. I don't know. I'm not, out of respect for the people that I'm talking to, I'm not gonna be like, you know, oh, this is this guy's name and whatever. I will, I think, just, you know, share my thoughts and experiences on dating, and, you know, as a single female bachelorette, I guess that's what you call it. And, okay, baby, I understand. But I do give double points to the people, to the men that have pets. Because when the guy has a pet, it's like, I don't know, it's so much more attractive. Because I feel like they have, that means that they have like paternal instincts, and that they think of something other than themselves. And, Bonnie, yeah, stop, porfa. Coño. Walmart. Why is there an ad for Walmart? Or is this a profile? Legit, there's an ad for Walmart. Okay. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully I don't meet any people who will try to murder me. And that's in any case, because any woman, regardless of targeting or gang stalking, can be literally like lured to whatever. So we shall see what happens. TBD, to be determined. TBC, to be continued. So, and if anyone wants to, or how should I make it fun? If anyone wants to know what are my preferences and things like that, I don't know. It shifts and it changes. It depends on the person, to be honest, because there have been some people that I never thought I would get along with, and I actually do get along with, you know, so, and, but I would probably say my biggest thing in terms of a partner would have to be honesty and integrity. Those are really rare traits to find these days, and it's hella attractive when a guy says what he means and means what he says, and his words and his actions align with each other. Because more often than not, what I've learned is that a lot of men will be very, like, I don't know, manipulative, but they will gaslight you or try to, like, especially as women, we're very intuitive. So if you feel it in your gut that like something's off, or like someone's not being totally honest with you, then they probably aren't being totally honest with you. So keep that in mind. But I would say, maybe I'll do another video another time. I'll make it separate because this is already an hour long. Yeah. What do they talk about, the list? I think, is it purposeful to have a list? Or should you throw your list out the window? Or like meaning of traits and things like that. I think it's important to have one. So maybe that will be my next video. Since I'm already talking about it, we'll see.